Welcome. I am Pastor Kristin Foster. I chair the planning team for the EcoFaith Summit, and I'm standing up today to thank you for being here and for what it means for you to be here and what is the voice in your heart that is bringing you here, and for all the ways in which your presence here today will strengthen the people around you and give us the power that we need to do what God calls us to do for God's beloved creation. So thank you for being here, and welcome. Welcome to, there are 250 people here. They're not all in the sanctuary right now, in person, and over 100 online, live streaming. Welcome to you who are live streaming today. And thank you to everyone that is making this possible. The people that are working so hard to plan it, for the hospitality of First Lutheran Church. We want to thank our 3 presenting synods and invite those that represent them, the bishops and the synod staff here today. Please stand and turn around so people can thank you for your role as a presenting synods. The Northeastern Minnesota Synod, the Northwest Synod of Wisconsin, and the St. Paul Area Synod, and the 5 other partnering synods today, and the 3 colleges and the 7 camps, and the 3 seminaries that are helping us, and the environmental organizations and the networking organizations, 35 partners in all that are here making this possible. I'd like to, just because I'm so, I'm inspired by the people that came in carpools, so I'm going to ask those who came in carpools to stand. That's a lot of carpools. So you got a lot of windshield time on the way back to talk about what you're going to do with what is happening and you're learning today, right? Your presence is going to be so powerful back in your congregations, your campuses, your camps, and your communities. Way to go, carpoolers. So, we come together today in the great joy of being together as people of faith and people of conscience. But we also come together today here, Saturday, April 5th, 2025, at a time of great peril in our country, in our world, for our earth. Science tells us that we are in the middle of the last decade to prevent the most catastrophic effects of climate change and biodiversity loss, and we are going backwards. And now, in the last 2 months, our environmental protections are under attack. Science that will help us solve the crisis is under attack. Religion is under attack. Human rights are under attack. Free speech is under attack. Educational infrastructure is under attack. Our safety net of Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and veteran support is under attack. The medical system is under attack. The rule of law and the constitutional structure of government is under attack. We know this. It is a time of great peril, far greater than we would have known when we chose 2 little-known women in the Bible, Shiphrah and Puah, to lead us into the moral, spiritual courage that is required. They came to us last summer. Boy, do we need them now. So the question for today is, how do we not find hope? You don't find hope. How do we birth hope? How do we become hope? How do we become the strength, the courage, the love to meet this moment and stand up for life. How do we help to give birth to the moral spiritual power to resist tyranny like Shifra and Pua did, and to bring healing to our world, our society? So this morning, as it says in your agenda, we're going to meet midwives. This morning is about meeting the midwives, Shifra and Pua, whose defiance of the tyrant delivered lives and set in motion the deliverance of the people Israel. We're also going to meet our keynote speaker, Dr. Cynthia Molobita, and our featured presenter, Dr. Kelly Sherman Conroy. They have a long description of how wonderful they are in your book. But essentially, and read it if you haven't, but they too are courageous midwives of hope. That's why they're here. They will help us hear God's call through the cries of creation. They will help us name the powers destroying creation and holding us captive. And they will point us to the sources of moral, spiritual power necessary for us to become agents of healing. Two other midwives from Lutheran Advocacy Minnesota, Tammy Walhoff and Jake Somerville, are here today to call us to flood Congress today with our cards, to protect the IRA as well as other fundamental protections for the environment and human rights. I want you to write so many cards today. We want you to write so many cards to your senators and your representatives that it will break the summit budget on Monday when we put them all in the mail. How many want to help do that? Raise your hand. All right. And there's instructions on those tables, and you can do it throughout the day, and Tammy and Jake are here to help. And then this afternoon, after we have lunch and the exhibit tables, which are wonderful, and more letter writing, and summit worship, the afternoon is about becoming midwives. Becoming midwives. And you're going to birthing stations for becoming those midwives of hope yourself. Birthing bold community action and creative resistance for the healing of creation. I know if you're Lutheran, it makes you uncomfortable to hear the word resistance. It sounds, doesn't it? Me, a resistor? Maybe we have to set that aside. Throughout the day, worship and music will fortify us, conversation will nourish us, table displays will inform us, and something, we pray, something we believe that is already gestating in you, a life that is longing to really be a part of the healing of creation that is needed. It's already in you, it's already growing, and here today, may it be born. May something be born in us. Because today is not about what you're hearing, it's about what God is creating. And so I send you into the morning worship with this image of what God might be creating from the beginning of Cynthia's wonderful new book, Building a Moral Economy, Pathways for People of Courage. She writes, I am walking. The day is ordinary, the sky clear. My eyes drift upward. There, in the sky, soars a flock of birds, resolutely heading together in one direction as though it is the only way to go. They seem bound on that path. Then suddenly, with astounding grace, they shift, and with a grand, unexpected swoop, veer off in an utterly different direction. I gape. How did they do that? Such a radical, rapid shift is the challenge now facing humankind, or at least parts of it. Will we muster the moral courage to turn around and fly in the other direction? Will we veer away from climate catastrophe and the stupefying economic and racial injustice that accompanies it? Will we soar toward a world in which all have the necessities for life with justice and joy, and Earth's ecosystems flourish? This is the central moral and spiritual challenge of our time, and this is what we pray will be born in us by being here today. Thank you.